Good morning. My student ID is 230174007. May it please the court, I appear on behalf of the defendant John Lannister to make an application under Rule 20.3 of the Criminal Procedure Rules in the court at Regina. The defendant John Lannister stands accused of burglary, theft and dangerous driving. The prosecution's case heavily relies on hearsay evidence, particularly the testimony of PC 2011 Mormont, who claims to have identified the defendant based on past encounters. The defense argues that this evidence is inadmissible under the Criminal Justice Act 2003 and that its inclusion would violate the defendant's right to a fair trial as protected by Article 6 of the European Convention on Human Rights. The prosecution also seeks to introduce evidence of the defendant's prior convictions, specifically for driving offenses, to establish a pattern of behavior. The defense contends that these convictions are irrelevant to the current charges and should be excluded to prevent undue prejudice. The defense specifically objects to the statement made by PC 2011 Mormont, who claims to have recognized the accused due to previous encounters and has further referenced the defendant's prior convictions in support of the prosecution's case. This evidence is not admissible for the following reasons. Number one, the prosecution relies on hearsay evidence in form of PC 2011 Mormont's testimony that he recognized John Lannister from past contacts. This is an out-of-court statement and is being accepted as fact despite the defendant challenging its reliability. The defendant contests that such prior unverified encounters do not establish his presence at the crime scene. Furthermore, the prosecution intends to introduce the defendant's prior convictions, particularly for driving offenses, to support its case. The defense submits that these convictions are irrelevant to the present charges of burglary, theft, and dangerous driving and should not be admitted, as they risk prejudicing the jury. Number two, the defense submits that the hearsay evidence does not meet the admissibility criteria set out in the Criminal Justice Act 2003. Section 114, subsection 1, subsection D, hearsay evidence may only be admitted where it falls within a statutory exception or is in the interests of justice. The prosecution has not demonstrated that the evidence meets these criteria. Section 116, unavailability of the witness. There is no evidence that PC Mormont is unavailable to testify. His statement should not be used as a substitute for live testimony, as this would violate the defendant's right to cross-examine a witness under Article 6 of the European Convention on Human Rights. Section 118, statements made in the course of an investigation. The statement lacks reliability and does not satisfy the accuracy requirements for admission under this provision. Necessity and freshness of memory. Under Section 116, subsection 2, hearsay statements must be necessary and reflect fresh memory. The officer's prior encounters with the defendant do not meet these criteria. Right to a fair trial. The Supreme Court in R versus Horncastle 2009 reaffirmed that defendants must have the opportunity to challenge evidence through cross-examination. Admitting PC Mormont's statement without such an opportunity would be contrary to the principles of justice. Thirdly, objection to use of previous convictions. The prosecution seeks to introduce the defendant's prior convictions, primarily related to driving offenses, to support its case. The defense submits that under Section 101 of the Criminal Justice Act 2003, previous convictions are only admissible if they are relevant to the facts of the case. Here, past traffic violations have no probative value in determining the defendant's guilt for burglary or theft. Article 6 of the ECHR protects the defendant's right to a fair trial, including the presumption of innocence. Unrelated prior convictions risk prejudicing the jury. In Lopes de Sousa Fernandes versus Portugal 2017, the European Court of Human Rights emphasized that prior convictions should not determine the presumption of innocence. Admitting past traffic violations in this case would create an unfair inference of guilt. Lastly, request for extension of time. The defense acknowledges the 14-day time limit under Criminal Procedure Rule 20.2 to object to hearsay evidence. However, due to a delay in full disclosure by the prosecution, the defense requires an extension of time. The defense respectfully requests an extension to ensure a fair trial. For these reasons, the defense submits that the hearsay evidence of PC Mormont and the reference to prior convictions should be excluded. Admitting such evidence would be prejudicial and contrary to the principles of justice. Accordingly, we urge the court to grant this application. Any questions, sir?
Why should the hearsay statement of PC Mormont be excluded?
The statement is inadmissible under the Criminal Justice Act 2003 because Section 114, subsection 1, subsection D requires that hearsay evidence must meet a statutory exception or be in the interests of justice, which the prosecution has failed to establish. Section 116 states that hearsay is only admissible if the witness is unavailable, but PC Mormont is available to testify. Section 118 allows hearsay if it was made in the course of an investigation and is reliable, which this statement is not. Additionally, under R v. Horncastle 2009, the Supreme Court affirmed that hearsay should not replace live testimony where cross-examination is necessary for fairness.
But isn't the officer's previous contact with the defendant relevant for identification?
No, because recognition from past encounters is not a reliable method of identification without corroborating evidence. The identification was not contemporaneous with the crime, making it susceptible to the misidentification risks as highlighted in R v. Turnbull 1977. Since the officer can testify in court, the defense should be allowed to cross-examine him to the accuracy of his claim.
Why should prior convictions be excluded?
Under Section 101 of the Criminal Justice Act 2003, previous convictions can only be admitted if they are relevant to the case at hand. However, the past convictions relate to the traffic offences which are not directly relevant to the burglary and theft charges. Their admission would cause unfair prejudice, leading the jury to infer guilt based on character rather than evidence. Lopes de Sousa Fernandes v. Portugal 2017 held that the use of prior convictions should not undermine the presumption of innocence.
How does admitting hearsay violate the defendant's fair trial rights?
Under Article 6 of the ECHR, every defendant has the right to a fair trial and to confront witnesses against them. If hearsay is admitted, the defense loses the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. In R v. Blastland 1986 AC 41, the court stressed that unreliable hearsay must be excluded to prevent wrongful convictions. Allowing such evidence would tilt the scales of justice against the defendant, violating due process.
What if the prosecution argues that the PC Mormont's testimony is reliable?
Reliability alone does not justify hearsay admission under the Criminal Justice Act 2003. Under Section 114, subsection 2, factors such as contemporaneity, consistency, and the ability to test the statement's accuracy in court are crucial. The defense argues that PC Mormont's identification was not contemporaneous with the crime scene and is based on past unverified encounters. In R v. Turnbull 1977, the court stressed the dangers of mistaken identity and the need for caution in relying on eyewitness recognition. If the officer is available, he must testify in person to allow for cross-examination and assessment of credibility.
Why should the defendant's prior convictions be excluded if they show a pattern of behavior?
Under Section 101, subsection 3 of the Criminal Justice Act 2003, previous convictions may be admitted only if their probative value outweighs their prejudicial effect. The defendant's prior convictions are for traffic offences, which have no direct link to the present burglary and theft charges. In R v. Henson 2005, the court held that previous convictions should only be admitted if they show a striking similarity to the current offences. That is not the case here. Allowing this evidence risks misleading the jury, violating the principle established in Lopes de Sousa Fernandes v. Portugal 2017 that prior conviction should not undermine the presumption of innocence.
What alternative evidence does the defense propose the court consider?
The defense contends that live testimony from PC Mormont is the appropriate form of evidence. The prosecution should present direct non-hearsay evidence such as forensic analysis or CCTV footage to prove identity. That's it. Thank you.